Hey YouTube, it's Fortuitous, and we are back with another Clip Studio Paint tutorial. Today we are going to be talking about the Subview tool. Now, I produce these when I'm working in Clip Studio and I realize just how much I like something. I go, okay, let's produce a tutorial. So this is it. Now, for my workflow, this window is great for looking up previous comic pages to reference like what something looked like or kind of like where they are in space, that type of thing. Or color picking straight from the comic page, which comes in clutch. And then just looking at references in general. Now, I became aware of the Subview tool when my VizRef app on my iPad decided that it wasn't going to interact great with an iPad update that obliterated it, I suppose. And I don't think it's been updated since, so RIP. Other than not being able to quickly pan through multiple images all at once, I do think the Clip Studio Subview tool is better, mainly for the color picking, but we'll get there. But before I jump too far ahead of myself, let's go ahead and start with the basics. Let's open this bad boy up and go from there. Now, in order to open the Subview window, we are going to need to go to our window button up here. And I'm pretty sure it's in the same-ish location for both PC and Mac. I am using a Mac, so that's what's happening here. So let's go on ahead and click the window button, and you're going to have all these really cool options that you can kind of mess with, but the one that we are going to want today is the Subview button right here, just underneath the navigator. So go on ahead and click that. All right. And so it is going to bring up the Subview panel. Now, I typically have this docked in a different location, but for right now, we are going to keep it here for the sake of the tutorial. But where I typically put it is right here. So that is how you also dock things, just in case you weren't aware. You can just click the top here, grab it around, and any part that kind of turns red, it can go in. Sometimes they like to dock themselves when you bring them up in this sidebar right here. So just be kind of aware of this area because sometimes my stuff gets lost in there. But for now, like I said, we are just going to keep it right here. All right. Now, first things first, in order to use this, we actually have to import some images into it. The quickest way that I know how to do it is this button right here. So go on ahead and click that. It's going to bring up your Finder or Windows Explorer window pane right here. And you can use anything from JPEGs, PNGs, or even your .clip files, which is my preference for a reason that we will discuss later on in the video. Your JPEGs and PNGs will load much quicker and respond much quicker, so there are benefits to using those. But for right now, we are just going to go ahead and upload some of these .clip comic pages. So let's go ahead and click open. Might take a second or two to bring them in because they are large files, and I did click on quite a few of them. And then there you go. It brought this one in. Let's go ahead and talk about how to kind of navigate this screen here. All right. So in order to go in between the imported files, you can click on the right and left arrow keys here. And when you do that, they kind of just cycle through. Or an even faster way is clicking on this button right here, the image list button. It'll pop up and it'll display all of them. So you can just quickly, dynamically click on the one that you are wanting to bring up, and it'll bring it up just like that. Now, some of the other options here that we can kind of quickly go over is this top and bottom slider right here. The top is going to be your zoom, and the bottom here is going to be a canvas rotate option. Now, there is an easier way of dealing with the zoom, and that's going to be with using your hands if you have that option. So you can just pinch to zoom in and out, and then you can also, if you would like, pan by using your hands. But if you don't have that option, again, you can use this slider here, or you can use the zoom in and zoom out buttons, as well as these buttons right here that allows you to move or rotate the canvas in 5-degree increments. And then you can also click this button right here, the reset rotation button, and it will snap it back to 0. All right, if you know of a way to zoom in and out better, if you're using like just a stylus or Apple Pencil or your mouse, by all means, leave a comment down below. I would actually like to know how to do that as well. But wait, there's more. We can also utilize this to flip the image over either horizontally or vertically. All right, this could be useful for reference images, just to try and get like the right angle on something, if it would be better to face the other direction, that type of thing. We already discussed the navigation options here. And so all we have left, a really, really good option here. Let's say you are zoomed in, right? And maybe you're like trying to color pick a color that's like hard to get to, or maybe there's a detail that you're just trying to like hone in on, but all of a sudden you need to see the larger image. You can click on the fit to window button right here. You click on that and it toggles it, and notice how it stays highlighted. It'll toggle it so that you can see the whole thing. But let's say, okay, you've seen what you need to see. You need to go back to the spot that you were just at. Boom, you click on that and it goes right back to where it was. And you can just toggle in and out. And I'm pretty sure you could probably keybind this as well to like a shortcut or something like that. Pretty freaking cool, in my opinion. All right, and then the next option to talk about would be, let's see, we've already opened it. Let's talk about deleting. Let's say you don't need a reference anymore. You just kind of you're looking through your reference stuff right here and it's getting a little annoying. You can go ahead and click the trash button right here, boop, and it just basically just strips it out of your reference list, okay? It doesn't delete it, so no worries there. But say you need to remove more than one image at a time, then you would just go to your image gallery button here, and then you click on this, and it toggles it on and off. But from there, you can click on, or you can select multiple images that you want to remove. And then you can just go on ahead and click the trash button here as well. Or if you just want to get rid of all of them really, really quickly, instead of deleting them all one by one, you can click on the select all right here. It selects all of them, and then you can just go on ahead and yeet them out of there. So the next button that I want to talk about is the eyedropper tool itself. And it is my favorite part of this whole setup right here, okay? It's another toggle. It's another toggle button. So you can turn it on and off. Basically, the key difference is when it's off, it seems like you can just easily click and pan this around. But when it's on, it's meant for just straight like color picking from here. Now, there's two ways if you need to be able to move around, which is a part of my workflow. You can either, again, utilize your hand commands and pan around just like so. Or if you use the space bar, you can also, from there, pan around the image as well. So I pretty much always have the eyedropper toggled on. I mainly use this for getting colors that I need. Let's go on ahead and we'll do an example workflow here really quickly, okay? So I'm actually going to put this where it typically is for me. And that's going to be right here. We're going to take off the fit to screen button, all right? And so I typically have it pretty teeny tiny on my display. Max I go is probably right to here. And then from there, I will go and find the reference that I need because we're going to color in Hakal here. There he is. We're going to go on ahead and zoom in, and I typically have it set just like this. So whichever character I'm trying to get to, they are what is on the screen. And then if I need to see something really quickly, what's happening in the whole thing, again, that's where the fit to screen kind of comes in. All right. So got my Apple Pencil, got my keyboard, got everything here ready to go, right? I'm going to go ahead and hit Command Shift or Control Shift if it's Windows to just Control Shift click or Command Shift click onto the line art here. That just makes it easy for me to jump to where I need to be, make a new layer underneath, and then grab the skin tone of Hickall right here. So I'm going to grab that. And then we will just come in here, or actually make this a, oh, it's already a reference layer. Yay for me. And then we will go ahead and boom, grab that new layer, reference, or clipping layer. And then I will go ahead and grab the hair color. Go in here and just fill this in how I typically would, right? And then it's like, okay, using the space bar to pan over. I want to grab the color for this, and we're just going to go ahead and color directly on to this. An easier way might be to create a new layer underneath, so that you could just go right up to the hair part there and not worry about filling on top of it. But however you like to do it. All right, so we do that. And then we can grab the hair color again because we forgot the eyebrow here. I'm going to try and do one of these. Boop, just like that. All right, so I want to grab this base color right here. All right, let's pretend like this hole right here doesn't exist. All right, but I know that I used a multiply layer underneath. And so when I go to grab this, it's not going to show me the correct color that I need to flat the base here of the comic. So what do? Well, it brings us to our last button on our little display here, and that's the open to canvas button. What I typically do when I run into this problem is I will click on this button right here, and it should pop out another window just like that onto the work area that I have. Close this just a little bit more. And then I am going to Command Shift click this again. And what I do just for quickness is I'll hit V, which grabs the object button. It allows me to grab the multiply layer that I have here, knock it out of the way. I hit B to grab the brush, and to quickly grab the eyedropper tool, I use Alt. And then I go from there straight back to over there, or straight back to the original layer of the original page that I was working on. Then I can just go from there, start filling it in. And it's as easy as that. It's a very quick process, especially like once you have the habit built up and the shortcuts for it. And then bam. And just like that, I already have a lot of these colors. And it's just like this back and forth kind of vibe until I have all of the flats that I need done. And even still, like I'm constantly using this panel here to like reference like, oh, what did I make the color for the fire? What did I make the color for the water? That kind of thing there. All right. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up this little tutorial of the sub view window in Clip Studio Paint. I hope you found this informative. I wish I had known about this tool a lot sooner because I probably would have been using it for years instead of like 1.5 to 2 months. I don't know why I just discovered it, but that's where we're at. So if you found this helpful, please go on ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if there's any other like tutorial stuff that you guys are wanting or you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I read them all and I try to respond to as many of them as I can. And maybe if you got a good question, maybe I will try and solve it in another tutorial video. If you want to keep seeing this content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. So many buttons in this little video, but we have to appease the algo gods now, don't we? So thank you so much for tuning in, and until the next one, peace out.